Grace and peace to your friends. Welcome to Reflections with Pastor Angel. I believe you're doing well by God's grace. We thank God for today. Today we have something very important to talk about, and it is topic oppositions in life. Hmm. Oppositions in life. You see, any good thing comes with its own challenges. As a matter of fact, life has oppositions. You are watching me right now. You probably know, you probably do not know. But there are things that oppose you. There are things that challenge your progress. There are things that stand in your way sometimes when you're trying to move forward. In fact, if nothing opposes you, if nobody opposes you, if no devil opposes you, chances are you are not going anywhere. You are not making any impact. You are not changing lives. You are not influencing your society. Anytime you decide to do something of a great significance, there's going to be opposition. Now, those oppositions sometimes are not there to destroy or to kill you, but sometimes those oppositions can even lift you up to fulfill a bigger dream. I want us to look at something from Nehemiah chapter 2, the verse 18, 19, and 20. It talks about Nehemiah. When Nehemiah heard about Jerusalem and the state of Jerusalem, that things were not actually going well for Jerusalem. So he decided to go down there and put things together so that the people over there will have their comfort and their peace. Do you know that sometimes, even when you want to do good or do things really for people, sometimes you get oppositions? Nehemiah decided to go down to Jerusalem and look at what happened. The moment he got there rose a man called Sanballat. Now, Sanballat did not come alone. He came with a friend or a servant called Tobiah and another enemy called Geshem. So Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem decided that they were not going to allow Nehemiah to build what God has put in his heart. Nehemiah had a big dream, but he was facing opposition. Paul said in 1 Corinthians 16 and verse 9, he says, "A great and effective door has opened unto me, but there are many adversaries." Opposition is anything that hinders your progress, anything that stops you when you really want to move forward. Do you know that even coronavirus could be or could be classified as an opposition? Because there were so many people who planned things, so many people who arranged things, so many people who decided to move forward in life. And suddenly, Sanballat showed up. Suddenly, Tobiah showed up. Suddenly, Geshem showed up. But one thing I like about Nehemiah is that Nehemiah trusted his God. He knew that God put the vision, God put the dream in his heart. So he would not allow any Sanballat from anywhere to cut short the vision. Sometimes when opposition stands in your way, it doesn't mean you cannot go forward. Sometimes they want to test your faith. Sometimes they want to test to see whether you really have You really, you know, you really have this, what you call a burning desire within you. Something that you really want to press on to do. That is what oppositions do. Many people give up in life. Many people give up on their dreams. You were so passionate to do this thing, but suddenly when people spoke against it, you were so passionate to get this thing done, but suddenly when people started talking about you, you dropped it, and now you have become like them. Pick it up and move on. I like when somebody said, enemies are not God. Atamfo enye nyame. So there are times that you face enemies in life, but remember they are not God. They cannot determine your future. God is with you. And that's what Nehemiah said. He said that God of heaven will prosper us so that we, the servant of God, will arise and build. Oh, God of heaven today will prosper you. He will strengthen your feeble hands. He will empower you. He will awaken your desire once again to do what he put in your heart. Nehemiah, when Sanballat and Tobiah started laughing at him, they started ridiculing him, they despised him. Yeah? Sometimes there are people we meet in life who push us to fulfill our dreams. And there are people we also meet in life who laugh at us when they feel like what we are doing is nothing. There are people who can ridicule us, mock us. There are people who will talk against every little thing that you do. When you do good, they don't talk about it, they remain silent. But when you do and you make any mistake, they voice out to make it look like you are doing nothing. Friends, listen to me. God has put something in your heart. Remember, you are not there to please anybody. You want to fulfill the purpose which God put in your heart. I don't know what you really want to do, but don't let Sanballat be a setback for what God has put in your heart. Now, do you know the meaning of the name Sanballat? Sanballat means strength. Sanballat means what? Strength. Meaning, what is opposing you is strong. What is opposing you is strong. What is trying to stop you or hinder you is strong. What is putting fear in you is strong. But the good news here is that greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So no matter how many times they try to stop you, enemies are not God. No matter how many times they try to stop you, don't yield to their deception. Don't yield to their attacks. They may attack you from every angle. In fact, if nobody attacks you, it's a sign that what you are doing probably does not even please God. But I want to let you know, I want you to understand that nothing good comes so cheap. Nothing good comes so easily. So be like a Nehemiah in your generation, because we need you. Be like a Nehemiah in your church, because we need you. Be like a Nehemiah in your family, because we need you. Be like a Nehemiah in the midst of this pandemic and keep pressing on. Keep building. Keep moving forward. Don't let any amount of words stop you from where you are going. When you realize that desire is birthed out from the Spirit of God, don't let anybody stop you. I pray that the Lord will give you that grace. I pray that the Lord will give you that strength. I pray that the Lord will give you that audacity, that regardless of the oppositions around, whether they come from the media, whether they come from Satan, whether they come from friends that pretend to be like enemies, or they come from enemies that pretend to be like friends, frenemies, don't you let anybody stop you. Move on, for God has called you in such a time as this. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. And the Lord make his face shine upon you. And thanks again for joining Reflections with Pastor Angel. God bless you.